Very quickly today, I wanted to teach you 5 things you need to look out for when you're trying to buy a new smartphone so that you don't get scammed. The very first one is the battery health. With the iPhone, it's easy to check the battery health of a phone. You want to go into settings, battery health, and then you can see the battery health of that phone. If maybe an iPhone X has 100% battery in 2025, you already know that's a red flag and you want to completely avoid that phone, right? For Android phones, the process is a little different and I cannot list out all those processes now, so you can actually just use Google to check that for yourself. The second thing you actually want to check is the screen of the phone to make sure that that phone has not been previously repaired or the screen is not glued on or anything like that. For iPhones, you want to check if that phone actually still has True Tone. And the third thing is speakers. Most Nigerians, we don't buy new phones. Only a few rich people in Nigeria can afford new phones. So you probably want to also check that the speakers on your phone are in good condition before you buy them. And if you do buy a phone and maybe the speakers on the edge unit or the bottom unit isn't sounding right, you can just get a toothbrush like this and use it to brush it. That is if you bought it too. But if you're buying the phone and you notice that the speaker has a problem, you want to actually avoid buying that phone at all. It means it's been through a lot. Another thing you want to avoid is locked phones, and in the case of iPhones, you want to avoid cheap unlocked phones. The reason why I say this is those phones usually come with a lot more stress than they're worth. You don't want to be running around with a phone that you can't even unlock, especially with Android phones.
What have I done with myself?
And finally, the last thing you want to look out for is repairability. I know there's a lot of phones that are really nice these days. I mean, there are some really nice phones like the gaming phones that Cristiano Ronaldo has been advertising over the few years. But if you buy it and you break it, you probably can't repair it in Nigeria because no option for repairability, no service center. You want to avoid those phones. Also, since I'm cooking Indomie, this is my secret ingredient for the day. With these few points of mine, I hope that you don't get scammed the next time you're trying to buy a smartphone. You're welcome.